Welcome, welcome, welcome. Hope everybody's having a good night tonight. I've been trying to decide how to do this, how to go about talking about about the Ladybird Lake deaths, and the problem is there's just so many of them that there's only one way to do it, and that's just to go through them one by one. So that's what we're going to do tonight. We're going to start with Randy Lexvold over here. Randy, oh man, I'll tell you what, Randy's death is such an odd death because, for one, he wasn't found in Ladybird Lake. He was close. He was really, really close to Ladybird Lake, but he wasn't actually in Ladybird Lake. Hey, Butterfly, how's it going? I hope you're doing good. We're going to talk about Ladybird Lake stuff tonight. I hope you're ready for this. Randy wasn't exactly found in Ladybird Lake. He was close. He was about literally maybe 3 blocks away. He was found in Shoal Creek. Shoal Creek exits into Ladybird Lake a little bit south of where he was found. So we're going to talk about him. I'm really good friends with Randy's sister. Her name is Lori, and she doesn't live here. She lives up north. Randy is not from here. He was here visiting when he died here in Austin. And the circumstances surrounding his death the circumstances surrounding Randy's death, they're wild. They are absolutely wild. And we're going to go over it. We're going to look at his autopsy report. The reason I chose to start with Randy Lexvold is, one, I have so much information on Randy. Lori has shared just about everything that she could possibly share with me. Everything from things from information from their family, from where he lived, his friends, every document that the police has given her, she has shared with me. I have over 6 gigabytes of data on Randy alone. A lot of people think that Randy's death is not connected to the other deaths, but I think he is. And it fits. The reason I think that is because it fits the pattern of the deaths that's happened around this lake. It's a pretty unique pattern, and he fits it very well. One of the ways he fits it is he was from out of town. He did not live here. He was actually here visiting. He went missing and died on the same day that he got here. He was actually here for 2 reasons. He was here to visit his daughter was at a sporting event at the University of Texas. He was here for that, and he was here for work. So, yeah, it's an interesting case. So, let me make some moves here real quick. We're gonna get rid of that. We're gonna remove that, and we're gonna turn this on. This is hang on, I just lost my window. There it is. Okay, so this is what you're seeing here in front of you is Randy's autopsy report. And when I tell you that Randy was beat, he was beat completely down. Yeah, wow. So anyway, I hope I've gathered enough people here. I posted about doing this just a short time ago. I didn't know if I was going to be able to do it or not. You guys may end up hearing some ruckus outside. That would be my children acting like children. So, especially my 4-year-old who turns 5 tomorrow. So we have a little birthday coming up. If you have comments on, let's see. What does that mean, Butterfly? If I have comments on. So anyway, yeah, Randy Lexvold. Let's talk about him real quick. Can you guys see the if I have comments on X? You don't see them, really. Oh, that's right. That's right. Yeah, I can't. I don't understand that either. The bot moves comments around very easily. It'll put X comments on YouTube, but it will not put YouTube comments on X. I don't understand that. Right now, I think you're the only one chatting, but it'll fill up here pretty quick. But can you see the document that I have on the screen? Is it legible to you? I can make it bigger if I need to, if it's not too legible. So what you're looking at here is Randy Lexvold's. This is the here, you know what? Let me get rid of that and that and that. Let's see. Hang on. What did I just do, y'all? Of course I screwed it up. Okay. That's better. All right. So, okay, cool. Okay, cool. So you can see it. All right, perfect. So this is Randy's, this is his autopsy report. And I want to tell you something about Randy. So the police say that Randy fell off the Shoal Creek Bridge. Let me see if I've got, hang on one sec. Let me see if I've got a picture of, I should have brought this up beforehand, but let me see if I've got a picture of this bridge real quick. That is one. Okay, what we're going to do is this. Let me see. You should be able. Okay, you can't see that. Why can't we see it? Okay, hang on one sec. I am gonna make it. I want to show you guys this. I want to show you guys what I'm talking about here. Okay. Hang on. Sorry, guys. I know what I'm doing. I promise. I say I know what I'm doing. We're going to open that with... Open with... Hang on. Choose another app. Okay. Well, you know what? I'm going to stop jacking with it. Let me find a good picture to show you real quick. So I want to show what I'm looking for. I'm sorry. I have a million pictures here that I've got to go through. But I want to show you the bridge that they said that he fell off of. One sec. Okay. Anyway, we're just gonna keep going. Okay. So anyway, I will show you guys this I will show you guys some pictures here very shortly. Okay, so we'll go back. We'll go back, but just suffice it. It's about a 10-foot drop from the bridge to the water. Now, and if you know that area, you know a lot of times there's not a whole lot of water running through there. It's usually pretty dry. But at this point, the night that we're talking about, it had been raining for days beforehand. And you know how some of the creeks around downtown can flood. There was a good probably 3 to 4, probably about 4 feet of water, according to the police, that was in the creek that night when he fell off the bridge, or however he ended up off the bridge. So he fell about 10 feet into the water. Now, this is how messed up he was. He had injuries from the top of his head to his feet. He had a hole in his forehead. He had broken ribs on both sides. He had scrapes and bruises. He had a broke arm. He had his femur, his right femur, was broken completely in two, and his leg was set at a right angle. You see what I'm saying? So in the middle of his thigh, his leg turned. It broke his femur completely in half. They said all of that happened on a 10-foot fall into water. He was that messed up. They did some I guess you call it like trajectory testing to see exactly how, because where they found him was basically right below the bridge. So he didn't, he fell pretty much straight down. Now, here's the thing. If you know that bridge, as you're driving down 6th Street, there is a guardrail that's up. There's a guardrail, and then there's about a 3-foot ledge in between the guardrail and the edge of the bridge. Excuse me. And so that is, if he fell over that guardrail, I just don't see how he fell all the way off into the water. There's enough of a ledge there that you can catch yourself. Then you may say he was drunk. But in the autopsy report we're going to look at here in just a little bit, you'll see that he really wasn't that drunk. He had maybe 1 or 2 drinks, and he had Benadryl in his system, and that was it. A small amount of Benadryl and a small amount of alcohol. All right, so how does Randy Lexvold connect to the Ladybird Lake deaths? The night that Randy went missing, he had been at a bar down on in the entertainment district called the Rooftop, and he had basically 1 drink there. He paid and then he left, and that was the last time anybody saw him. He paid and he was getting ready to walk out, and that was it. That was the last time anybody saw him. He was found the next morning floating in the water on Shoal Creek. There's an office building right next to the creek, and there was a lady in that office building. Funny enough, that was the office building that he was visiting for work for a company called Agilecraft. Let's see. Yeah, Randy had too many injuries for what the official story is. Yeah, we're going to look at those injuries here. Let me find it real quick. I think they did a... One sec. Okay, here you go. Blunt evidence of injuries. This is, let me make sure you can still see that. Okay, good. This is, hang on. Can y'all see that? Yeah, you can see it. Okay. The blunt force injuries to head and neck. He had small red abrasion on the midline of his forehead and the hairline. That could happen in a fall. A red contusion could happen in a fall. Associated right side temporal deep scalp hemorrhage and right temporalis muscle hemorrhage. So you could see he had a lot of bleeding on the right side of his head. Let's see, small focus deep. There, what I want to get to is the extremities. Purple contusion. Hang on, we're going to look at the leg. Here you go. A palpable right femur fracture that was visible on CT scan. So, looking at the pictures of the autopsy, which I do have, but I'm not going to show on here, his leg was set at a right angle, right? His leg was literally, his femur was broke, and it was at a right angle. So how does that happen in a 10-foot fall? How do you break your shoulder blade, ribs on both sides, your humerus, your femur, and he had injuries to his lower extremities down by his feet? He was beat up from head to toe. He had contusions and lacerations on his face, left and right side. He had broken ribs, left and right side. His arm was broken and his leg was broken. And you're telling me that all of that happened in a 10-foot fall into water. It sounds just like Martin Gutierrez, who was found in Ladybird Lake, and he had severe blunt force trauma to the back of his head as well. And the cops can't explain that. The cops cannot explain how Randy ended up with all of these injuries. Here's something interesting. I don't think it says it on here, but there was hang on a sec. There was a scooter up on the bridge. I'm sorry, I know you guys can probably hear my kid in there. There was a scooter that was up on the bridge that was... Hang on one sec. Let me see what just happened. Hang on, guys. I'll be right back. My kid's in there crying. One sec. Okay, I'm back. Clisby, what's up? Butterfly, you remember that? So there was a scooter up on the street, up on the bridge. There was a scooter that was out in the street. So everybody thought, well, heck, maybe he was on a scooter and got hit, right? Well, the cops say that did not happen. It's not possible. His injuries do not indicate he was hit by a car. They say his injuries indicate that he was basically dropped straight down. He went straight down. They did trajectory testing on him. And when he went off the bridge where he was found, he went straight down. So from the edge of the bridge, he literally went straight down. So, if you know how that bridge is, you can tell that that probably, I don't know, it doesn't seem possible to me that he went straight down that way. But if you look at the injuries, look at the injuries that he had. I mean, the guy was beat up. His head, lacerations, contusions, patchy scattered, subarachnoid hemorrhages over the brain with no associated subdural hemorrhages. So he was hemorrhaging in his brain. Blue contusion, top of right shoulder. He was scratched. He had abrasions. Here you go, right rib fractures, 3 through 12, lateral and posterior, left rib fractures, 10 through 12 posterior with associated intercostal muscle. So look at all the broken ribs that he had. He had a lung contusion. He had, let's see, on the lateral palm, medial aspect of the forearm, pink abrasion of the left elbow, palpable right, and his femur fracture, contusions on his. He had a big bruise on the top of his right foot. So you tell me how that happened. It's hey Wednesday, what's up? Hammer down, what's going on? Killer Carla, hello. Yeah, so we're talking about, for those that just joined, we're talking about Randy Lexvold is what we're talking about. So, yeah. Is my stream lagging? On my screen, it looks like it's lagging. We're not dropping any packets, but it looks like it's lagging. Yeah, Butterfly, he was messed up from head to toe, man. He was. He was messed up from head to toe. And I'll tell you one thing that really, really bothers me is 10 feet. I just can't see a 10-foot fall happening that way. So if you go head down, how are you going to break your leg? Who the hell investigated this? It was Austin Police. I've got a lot more to talk about the investigation. But let me tell you something else that's interesting about the body. Now, I was told this by a source in the police department that when you die, if your eyes are open, right? Your eyes are, in contact with oxygen in the air. When you pass away like that, and oxygen is around, or air is around your eyes, there is a certain caul or film that forms over your eyes. They say that he died when he hit the water. He was face down in the water. His face wasn't in the air, but he had that caul over his eyes. I say a caul, that's not the word I'm looking for, but he had that film over his eyes as if he had died on the ground, and that's how he died, and his eyes were open. So yeah, it doesn't make any sense. Hammer Down, what's up? Clisby, what's up? He was killed. Yes, he was. So anyway, I guess that's really enough of talking about the body. Man, look at that. I gotta play with my settings a little bit. Sorry, I moved back and forth between the studio and the car, so I get my stuff screwed up. So it looks like look at that. It looks like I'm a ghost. So anyway, long story short, he was really, really messed up, and I don't think he died the way they say he died. Now, here's the interesting thing about Randy. Randy, I don't know if I should talk about this or not. If Lori hears what I'm about to say, she might get a little mad at me. Yeah, I'll stay away from that for right now. But here's the thing. The police say the investigation is over. It was an accidental death. Accident, guys, we're sorry. It was just an accident, right? But they will not release his phone, his laptop. They will not release anything. And here's something else interesting about his phone and his laptop. It was in his hotel room. And now I'm going to have to think about this really hard, because what I'm about to tell you, if I say it wrong, it's really going to cause issues. They found out the hotel that he was staying in. The police went to the hotel. They could not get into the room. There was a reason that they couldn't access the room. I can't remember exactly what it was, but they left, and they came back about 2.5 to 3 hours later. There was something wrong with the lock that they couldn't get in the door, and they had to wait for security or whoever it was at the hotel to come in. This was I forget what the hotel's name was, but it was right in downtown. So in between the time that the cops were there the first time and then when they came back the second time, the hotel told the cops that the door had been open and somebody had been in the room. So in between the time that the cops were there to go in and collect his things and the time that they came back when they could access the door, somebody had been in his room in between that time. Obviously, at that point, Randy was dead. It was not his family that went in the room. His daughter was at the University of Texas, and it was just him here. He was the only one here that would have had access to his room. So it's weird, man. That is really getting old. What is that? So, yeah, somebody had been in his room. I don't know who it was. The cops didn't even try to check. And that is what it is. So, but Randy did work in how can I put this? He did top secret type work. He developed, if you look up Agile Craft, that is the company that he was working for. Randy had a top secret clearance, and he did work for, he was a military contractor basically. He did kind of technology work developing for the military. Yeah, the statement from police. Yes, he was. Yeah, Wednesday, his daughter was here. If I remember right, she was here competing in a swim meet at the University of Texas. He was here to watch his daughter swim, and he was here for a work meeting with his work. There's cameras there, but they say they didn't catch anything. There's cameras all along 6th Street, but they say they didn't catch anything. They didn't catch anything at all. They don't even know. So the rooftop bar where he was at, okay, and then where he ended up dead in the water, it's a pretty good distance, and they have no clue of how he got there. He didn't drive. He didn't drive, and he didn't take an Uber according to his credit cards. The last charge on his card was at the rooftop bar. So how did he end up in the water? Or how did he end up down that far? I don't know. And like I said, he wasn't drunk. Let's look at that right now. Let's look at his toxicology. One sec here. So here is just a good description of his injuries. He had a scapula fracture, rib fractures, whatever. I'm not sure what a hemathoraces. Yeah, I'm not sure what that is. I'm not a doctor. But in a right femur fracture. Let's see. This is the examinations. We want toxicology. Let's see. His heart. We'll look at that stuff in a bit. Respiratory system. Esophagus. See, I was interested in the esophagus, but, for maybe being strangled, but it doesn't. I mean, there's without lesions, normal. Hang on, we're going to look at 300 milliliters of urine. We need to get to toxicology. Let's see here. Give me one sec. Okay, that was the doctor. Toxicology. Here we go. This is what we need to look at. Okay. So, in his toxicology results, you can see he had no, drugs, your drugs that you would abuse, amphetamines, cocaine, fentanyl. He had none of that. He had just a little bit of alcohol. Wasn't a whole lot, but, it was enough. And then he had a small amount of diphenhydramine, which is Benadryl. So he had a little bit of alcohol and a little bit of Benadryl. Any chance he jumped? That's a good question. I mean, I guess he could have jumped. But if you're going to kill yourself, believe me, there's better bridges to do it from, because that's not a very far fall. You know what I mean? If you're going to kill yourself or if you're going to jump, I mean, there's better bridges in that area to do it from. Sounds like he had something someone wanted. They beat the hell out of him. Ditched his body, took a key card. That's exactly what I'm thinking, Zero. Butterfly, holy smokes. Hello. Thanks for being on here. Man, I haven't seen you in a long, long time. And you caught us in a studio live stream, not the car. This is about Randy Lexvold, who I think is one of the Ladybird Lake victims. Yeah. What do you guys think about the Ladybird Lake stuff? Yeah, school's starting. How's your school year? It's really awesome to see you. Is school going okay for you? I hope school's going good for you. Butterfly, saying hi to Butterfly. My Butterfly Squad, they are the Dash Police. The Butterfly Squad is the Dash Police. Let's see here. Okay. Okay, there's that. Okay. Sorry guys, I'm checking my messages. What do we got here? It's great, just tired, lots to do. Man, I tell you what, Joe started school not last week but the week before, and it was his first time in middle school, first time in, like, higher education, I guess is what you call it, out of elementary school. He was so nervous, y'all. He was so nervous, but he has settled in really well. I think he could be a serial killer, a group of criminals, roofing people at the bars. Yep, Wednesday. I don't believe in them either much. And Hammer Down, I've got an interesting story to tell you then if you think they're getting roofied. I have a guy that I met. We'll just call him Guadalupe because that's his name, but I'm not going to say his last name. Guadalupe was on Rainy Street. He was on Rainy Street, and he was having a drink, and he was in, what was that bar's name down there? It's one of the main bars that's been down there forever. But anyway, he was in this bar having a drink. He had one drink. Once he got his second drink, he tasted it. He thought it tasted funny, and he drank it. And then the next thing you know, or next thing he knows, he was in the gutter outside the bar waking up, and it's about an hour and a half later. He had his girlfriend take him to the ER where they did tests on him because he was certain he had been drugged. And would you like to know what they found? They found a drug called BDO. B as in boy, D as in David, O as in ocean. BDO. If you don't know what BDO is a primary alcohol. It is tasteless, meaning it takes the flavor or the taste of whatever it's put in. If I put it in vodka, it's going to taste like vodka. If I put it in a Coke, it's going to taste like a Coke. But once you ingest it, it immediately metabolizes into GHB and has the same effects as GHB. If you are drugged with GHB, it has a taste. You can taste it in your drink. But with BDO, you can't taste it. But it has the same effects as a roofie. What'd I miss here? Is this a victim of late? Yes, Butterfly. Did they do additional testing on any of the drugs? So, Butterfly 71, no, they will not test any of the victims for any drugs like GHB. They have not. We have been screaming from the rooftops trying to get them to, but they refuse. We have even tried. We have even tried so far as to get samples ourselves and pay for the testing, or crowdfund and pay for the testing ourselves. But they won't have any. They won't have anything to do with it. Someone is giving them that. They need to meet them at RR. Someone lead them out. Just let's see. Someone is giving that to them. They meet them in the RR. Someone lead them out. I think so too. Butterfly. Jake's Fireworks. That's what they maybe get. Yeah, well, look, you guys know I've talked about it several times that we're making a TV show over the lake deaths. And here's the thing. We're not just making the show over the deaths here in Austin. We are covering a lot of cities in the United States, including Chicago. And I've met victims in Chicago or victims' families in Chicago. I've met victims' families from all around the country, and they all have the same story. Now, I labeled a video not long ago like Randy Lexvold and the Smiley Face Killer. Do I really think that there is a Smiley Face Killer? I guess it's possible. It's not probable, but I guess it's possible. Um, is there a such thing as smiley face killings going on? That is more probable, but it's more than one person if there is. We need to vote the DA out and fund the police. Yes, 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 we do. Look up Jake Ellis, daughter 35 of Nederland. Okay, I will do that. Let me see. Jake Ellis. Nederland. Hammer down says, yeah, that's what they do. Fake Uber and taxi. So here's something interesting. I'll tell you. I found a case not long ago where a mother and daughter, they lived in Houston, but they worked a circuit between Houston, San Antonio, and Austin. They would go into bars. They would drug guys. After they drugged them, they would take them to their apartment, to the guy's apartment, and they would rob them blind. These women were drugging people with the over-counter sleep aid, doxylamine. I can't pronounce it, but it's in Unisom. They were giving them massive doses of Unisom. Okay, Kenton, thank you. So yeah, they were giving them massive doses of Unisom, and it was jacking these men up when you add alcohol to it, and they would go and rob them. They would literally get their phones. They would empty out their bank accounts, because most bank accounts are all electronic nowadays. You know, you can do it from your phone. They even went so far as to try to go into Robinhood and empty out these men's bank accounts, or these men's stock accounts. But they got caught, and they're now in prison. So we have a huge problem in the entertainment district here in Austin. We have a huge problem with druggings. I put out, do you guys know what the Ladybird Lake group is over on Facebook? It's that group that got really big after these deaths came to the forefront. I know the, hang on a sec. I know the lady that owns that and runs it. Her name is Carissa. And she's a really cool lady. And I'm considered a trusted reporter over there, so I can make these posts. And I made a post asking for people that either had been drugged or thought they had been drugged to reach out to me so I could talk to them. You have no clue how many people have thought they have been drugged, for one. But the most concerning thing is there is a lot of people that absolutely have proof they were tested and know they were drugged. We're talking, I mean, there's so many people, it'll blow your mind. I was going to make a video about it, and there are so many people that I didn't even know where to begin with these folks. Like, some people wanted to talk on camera, some people didn't. There's so many names, so many different drugs, and so many instances. I got so bogged down that video is still sitting in my folder. Let's see. What are these people getting out of this? Are they Yes, they're robbing them. I think what's happening, if you want my honest opinion, I think what's happening is I think there's more than one person that's responsible for some of these deaths. Now, there's a lot of deaths out of Ladybird Lake and off Rainy Street. There's a lot of them. If you go back to like 2008, there is a lot of them. I think it's more than one person, for one. I don't think they're all connected. And I think it's only a handful of these deaths that are related. Jonathan Honey, Clifton Axtell, Martin Gutierrez, what was the other guy? Christopher, I think his last name is Clark. And the guy that was, he was gay, and he was I think he was a male to female trans, if I remember right, male to female trans. So they're all, I think those are the ones that are connected. And I think what's happened is, I don't think some guys out there going, look, there's a gay guy, I'm going to go kill him. I think what ends up happening is these people are being drugged, and they go a little bit too far, right? Maybe it's a little bit too much, and, something bad happens. Now, here's the other thing. Martin Gutierrez. Martin Gutierrez is the best case, in my opinion, that we have that something nefarious is going on or these deaths could be connected. And I'll tell you why I think that. We have video of Martin inside the bar the night that he went missing. We have video of him acting like he was... I posted a picture earlier today of a guy on fentanyl that was just kind of bent over at the waist. That's basically what Martin looked like in this bar. He had had one drink, and he acted like he had had 30. He ends up outside the bar, and he's walking down Rainy Street down towards the lake. And if you guys know that area, you know that at the end of Rainy Street, it turns. It's almost like a cul-de-sac type area, and it turns. We have a video of Martin. Martin is at that area, and a guy pulls up in a white SUV. At that point, Martin is okay. You can tell he's jacked up. You can tell something's wrong, but he's not dead. You know what? He hasn't been beat up. There's a white SUV that pulls up and talks to Martin, and then Martin walks off camera, and he is never seen again, and he is found days later dead in Ladybird Lake with blunt force trauma to the back of his head. Nefarious is going on. They do. That's what they say, Butterfly. Killer Carla's saying, hello, Butterfly. Yeah, the cops, here's the thing. I have a really well-placed source. I can't say too much about him, but I have a really good source that used to give me information. And I say used to because here in the last few months, after these latest deaths have turned up, the police department has completely locked down information. You can't get any more information. And he's not the only one that told me that. I have another friend here on X, and she may be watching right now, that told me the same thing. So I know it's good information. And not only that, but these cops, let's say they joke about it or they say Rainy Street Ripper, they're getting reprimanded and in trouble for saying that kind of stuff. So, I mean, you take that how you want. I think it's odd that they're locking down information like that. I don't think it's right. So, there's a lot going on at the lake. There's a lot going on with these deaths. I keep going back to this guy, Rahad Hamad. Rahad Hamad. This was all the way back in 2008. He was found floating in the water right on the just to the east side of 35. He was found floating in the water. His face was duct taped. His arms and hands were duct taped. His legs were duct taped. And he was found drowned in the water. And they said that was a suicide. Raul Meza. Yeah, so Raul Meza went to court. He was at court yesterday. Raul, the state offered him a plea agreement where he would do life plus 20 with possibility of parole. Basically, he would have been out. He could have gotten out, within about 20 years. And with his age, he could have gotten out of prison before he passed away for what he's done. And the judge looked at the prosecution and was like, "Yeah, no, hell no. I can't do that. I'm not going with that. No." And she told them that she would accept nothing less than life without parole. She does not want him getting out of prison. And thank goodness we have a judge. Thank goodness we have a judge that will stand up for people. That's all I got to say. Thank goodness we have a judge that'll stand up for these victims. Hang on a sec here. 1, 2. Okay. Y'all give me 1 sec. I've got to run right back over here. I've got to get my drink real quick, y'all. I am so sorry, but if y'all can give me 1 sec, let me get my drink and I'll be right back. I'm back. I'm back. I'm back. Sorry. Let's see. Did she sentence him? No, she did not sentence him. The state asked to go back to do more negotiating for a plea agreement. He doesn't want to go to court. They don't want to go to court. You know, they don't want a trial. It's going to be expensive, so they'll do something. This case, the Raul Meza case, will never go to trial. I sent him a letter, by the way. And I'm just wondering if he is going to reply. Did she send it? Let's see. Butterfly. He what? Yeah. So that's B71. He was not wearing cuffs, and Raul Meza is a big fella. He is not small. Hang on. Let me see. Give me a sec. Give me 1 sec. Hang on 1 sec, guys. Yeah, here we go. Okay, we're going to look at Raul Meza. Hang on. Oh, man, did it really? I don't want to subscribe. All right, so here is some pictures of that. Okay, so check this out. The picture that is in front of us right now. This is Raul Meza in court yesterday. What do you notice? What do you notice about this guy other than he has gained a lot of weight while he's been in jail? You notice that he has no handcuffs on. And people were flipping out about this because, let me see if there's that other picture. There's another there he is right there without the cuffs. No cuffs. And there's another picture of the bailiff standing right to his left side, and her gun is about a foot away from his hand. Hang on, my kid's crying again. Hang on 1 sec. I think we've had an accident in there. Hang on. Okay, my little boy fell. I think something happened. He's in there screaming. All right. He killed somebody. Texas had the death penalty. Yeah, but they don't want to go to trial. They do not want to go to trial. So anyway, the families of the people that he killed were really pissed off that he wasn't wearing handcuffs, and I mean they were really mad. So the thing is with Raul Meza, he is one of these guys that is big on respect. He does not like to be disrespected. It sets him off when he feels like somebody's disrespecting him. So even if they do the plea agreement and he's off to prison for the rest of his life, there's going to be victim impact statements. And I'm going to tell you right now, I know his victims' families. And hang on, Joe. I know his victims' families. And they are going to light him up. They are going to talk to him like he is the biggest sack of shit that has ever walked into a courtroom. And he is going to go ape shit. He's not going to be able to handle it. He will not be able to handle it. Crazy article. Yep, it is. It is a crazy article. But Raul Meza is, he's a different guy today. Uh, when he was when he was arrested and put in jail, you could see right here. This is what he looked like. You could see he's still kind of a skinnier guy. That's what he looked like, and today this is what he looks like here. He's gained a whole lot of weight. Hang on a sec, y'all. Sorry, y'all. My little boy. Hang on. All right. Let's see. Wade Wilson got the death penalty in Florida. Yeah, that guy's something else too. Wade Wilson. Holy smokes. So what trials are you guys watching right now other than, the normal ones that everybody's watching, like Sarah Boone over in Florida? Sarah Boone, the Sarah Boone case is crazy, y'all. The Sarah Boone case is absolutely nuts. He was smug the whole time. Wade was? That's crazy. That's the guy with the tattoo on his face that makes it look like he stitched his mouth up or something like that. Isn't that Wade Wilson? You guys, if you guys are not watching Sarah Boone's trial, you gotta start watching that. Yogurt shop murders were in 91, 94. It was in the early 90s. I think it was 94, but it may be 91. I have he could be, but I highly doubt it. He could. Well, I mean, anything's possible. He could be, but I believe he was in prison at that time. Wednesday, if I'm not mistaken, Meza was in prison during that time. Oh, speaking of that, I've got a live that we're gonna do. So Saturday night, we're gonna do another in studio live, and we're gonna talk about the Lake Waco triple homicide. These deaths in Lake Waco, they're so crazy. You have 3 people dead, 2 women and a man. They were young, they were kids. They were killed. Then you have the people that did it. You have confessions. You have recanted confessions. You have 2 death penalty sentences. One of the guys was it was overturned. He was given a new trial, and then he was let out of prison. And then you have another guy that was sentenced to death that was actually executed. It's a crazy story. I have so much information to talk to you guys and give you about the Lake Waco murders. I can't wait. It's gonna be good. I have been researching this death. I've been trying to make a video on it forever. I've talked to a couple of people that were involved in the investigation back then, and I've got so much. I've been planning this show from top to bottom. I can't wait to do it with you guys. That is Saturday night. Why don't they want to go on trial? Have evidence against him that he murdered her. Need to get those serious about. The reason why is money. It's going to cost a hell of a lot of money to put him on trial. And if they can get him to plead guilty and he goes off to prison, and that's it. They don't care. They don't care about that. Butterfly, you haven't heard about the Lake Waco triple homicide. It is very interesting. Let's see. The Lake Waco murders. Yeah, here you go. This is a good article. I know Wikipedia kind of sucks, but it's here's your victims. They sadly they it's just sad. Look at that. They were young, and yeah. Kenneth McDuff. Yes, I remember Kenneth McDuff. He was a serial killer. He was from Waco. Yes, we could do a video on him. Yep. Hang on. Let me get my son in here. He wants to come in and say hi to you guys. Come on, Joe. I didn't have the mic on.
Oh.
All right. You want to say hi to everybody?
Hello.
Got my little boy in here. We're not going to do too much talking about bad stuff with Joe in here.
This is the first time I've actually heard of this. The Lake Waco.
Yeah, Lake Waco murders. It's sad. 3 people.
They looked young.
What did I just do? Let's see. Refers to the death of 3 teenagers, 2 females, 1 male. The police investigation and criminal trials that followed the murders lasted for more than a decade and resulted in the execution of 1 man, David Wayne Spence, and life in prison for 2 other men allegedly involved in the crime. Anthony and Gilbert Melendez, they are actually brothers. A 4th suspect, Munir Muhammad Deeb, Munir, he got the death penalty, but it was overturned. I think the police officer was named Truman Simmons. Hang on, let me see. Anyway, Truman was the police officer that was investigating it. He was with the Waco police. They took him off the case, so he quit. He turned into a jailer at the McLennan County Jail because one of the Melendez brothers was in jail, and he thought he could get the guy to confess. So he quit his job as a sergeant with the Waco police, and he went to work as a jailer just to get that guy to confess, and he did. He got him to confess.
Nice.
Joe, I think, would love to be a detective. Hammer Down says, "What's up?"
Hello.
Killer Carla says, "Hi, Joe."
I'll never get used to Killer Carla.
It's Killer Carla with a C. Is Clisby in here? I think Clisby was in here.
I saw he was in there earlier.
Clisby was in here. Clisby spelt it with a C, so that's how we spell it now. We spell it Killer Carla with a C. Joe, I have introduced Joe here recently to Beavis and Butthead. And what do you think about Beavis and Butthead? Hang on, let me just turn my so I can. Hang on. We're just gonna turn off. So you are just gonna have to look at the green screen so you can see both Joe and I. What?
I'm thinking about when you first introduced me to it. When we had finished the stream. That cat's got whipped cream on its mouth.
Let's see. BF, he was a bad man, right up there with Mesa. Yeah, are you talking about McDuff? Watching Beavis and Butthead. I did too. I watch Ren and Stimpy too, but Beavis and Butthead's where it's at. He's like, take a bow.
Hey, Butthead, watch this. That was awesome, Beavis. Take a bow.
Something's wrong with Beavis's testicles.
It's like, take a bow.
All right, guys. Let's see. That's what you call stupid. Yes, it is a stupid, funny cartoon. Joe, what do you like about middle school?
We're not constantly being told, walk in one straight line. Be quiet.
It's almost like when you're in elementary, it's like you are in jail,
Yes.
basically. Sorry, I turned the green screen off, y'all.
You can see it blowing with the wind.
Huh?
It's blowing with the wind.
We have, to make this green screen work, we have lights set up everywhere to make this work. I got a light over there. I got a light up there. And I got a light in front of us, too, that's set up to work. Let's see. What was that one guy they fingered for a bunch of murders back here in Central Texas back in the 80s and 90s? Zero? I don't, do you have one of the victims' names? If you do, that may ring a bell. Yes, Henry Lee Lucas. Yeah, he was in this area, and O'Toole, I think it was Otis O'Toole or something like that. That was his little sidekick. Henry Lee Lucas, he confessed to a bunch of murders he didn't do, though. I'm out of drink already.
You want me to go get you
No, it's all right.
All right.
Don't be late to class. No, yeah, so that's the thing. Like, you know, last year we would go to school. They would have to get out of the car and go right in, right? It's like they kept up with them the whole time. Now they're like ants when they get out of school. There's so many of them in the parking lot.
Mm-hmm.
So that's who you were thinking of. Yeah, Henry Lee Lucas. That guy was something else.
That name one of those names, like either O'Toole or Lucas, kind of sounds familiar, but I don't know where I know that from.
He was a serial killer. Hang on.
I might just be thinking of a different person altogether with the O'Toole thing. What was the name of that sergeant again that transferred?
Truman Simmons, yeah. I think
when
was his name.
When you said Truman, I thought of Harriet Truman.
Uh-oh.
Whatever his
Not
name
Harriet Truman.
He's a good guy.
This is McDuff.
Nope. Don't miss those lines at all.
That is Kenneth McDuff, I think, or not Kenneth McDuff. Yeah, Kenneth McDuff. That is McDuff right there. Sorry, I got everything all screwed up here now.
Oh, good. Now he just looks scary.
McDuff?
Yeah.
He's not a very good guy, I can tell you that much. McDuff. I know the uncle and kids of Julie Gonzalez that was never found. That's so sad. I've read about that case. Ever heard of the True Crime Loser on YouTube? He has a great stuff too. I've never heard of him. There's so many look, right now we are in the true crime Wild West on YouTube. There's so much true crime content coming out, and I can't wait to get Rich Bundy on here with us. That is going to be the true Wild West.
Yeah.
I know. Let's see. The only way I got through my school years because I was in a rock and roll band. Hammer Down. I was too, man.
Nice.
I was too. Joe, go around there. Don't hit that, and grab my guitar. I was in a rock band too. Hammer Down. It may be back. I was in a rock band too. I had a lot of fun playing.
I think it might be in the bathroom.
Okay, well, go grab it. I had a lot of fun playing music, and I still play a lot of music.
Yes, he does.
McDuff was, and I was in the middle of making a video about McDuff, and yeah. Look on the dresser there and give me a pick.
Oh, dropped it.
Y'all remember that day that
You've got picks everywhere.
Y'all remember that day that I bought a guitar while we were streaming?
Oh, really? do song requests?
No.
Oh.
All right, guys.
Okay.
McDuff was a big monster. All right, well, guys, we're probably gonna end. This has gotten way off the rails. Black Sabbath, Iron Maiden, Judas Priest, Strip, yes, Hammer Down, the one that was, killed again. Yeah, man. You know, and that's the thing. Raul Meza, that idiot, he killed Kendra Page back in the 80s. And he killed her, and then he called and confessed, just like he did with Gloria Lofton and Jesse Fraga. He killed Kendra, he called and confessed. They gave him a plea deal. He went to prison and got out many, many years early. He only spent like 11 years for her rape and murder. And he was actually supposed to spend, I think it was 30, but he got out. And he did the same thing with Gloria and Jesse Fraga. He called and confessed after he did it.
Why do I keep thinking of the name Macbeth?
McDuff.
Yeah.
Macduff.
Where is that from?
Huh?
I know the Macbeth thing is from like a movie or
Yeah.
so.
Macbeth?
Macbeth.
Yeah, McDuff killed, let's see. Oh wait, hang on. Let's see how many he killed victims. Hang on. 9 to 14 plus. So 9 to 14 victims he had.
So
yes, Hammer Down I am. I will be on in the morning actually, probably about 9:30. Texas plays the weekend at 2:30. Yoo-hoo, yeah.
all right.
Yes. All right, guys. Well, Joe and I are going to go eat supper. We haven't eaten yet. Joe and I will be streaming this weekend together. During the day, I can't do the Austin After Dark with him at night because it might get a little too dangerous. But, guys, thanks for being on. This was just a little quickie. I wanted to talk about Randy Lexvold a little bit. So I appreciate everyone stopping by. He killed a girl washing her car on 6th Street. Who was that butterfly that did it? Let's see. Who? Later Gator, Miss Wednesday. Who was it, Butterfly? Who did the killing again? He killed that girl washing her car on 6th Street. Was that McDuff? Chicken tacos. What are we having? That sounds really good.
Chicken and rice.
Chicken and rice. That's what we're having. Ooh, that sounds good too.
Yeah. Hopefully we can meet up with, was it Butterfly or Butterfly 71?
Butterfly 71. Yes, we got to meet up with Butterfly 71.
Yeah.
McDuff. Okay, yeah, it was Kenneth McDuff. We'll do a stream about him, but like I said, Saturday night I've got a really cool stream to do for you guys. I have been putting it together all week, and I've got a lot of visuals and a lot of information to show you guys about the Lake Waco murders. I was gonna make so look, I have a lot of actually, you know what? Let me show you guys something real quick. Hang on one sec. Let me see if I can show you something. Hang on one sec. Let me get rid of...
That is sad.
Let me get rid of this. Hang on. I want to show y'all something if you don't mind.
Tortured and killed.
Desktop. Hang on one sec. Dash brand. Dash crime. Promo. Hang on, I want to show you guys something. One sec.
Oh, spider.
What did I do? 10 minutes behind Clisby is.
Okay, that spider is definitely dead.
This is it right here. Okay, I want to show you guys this. Properties. series. Hang on. I want to show you guys something here. If you don't mind. It's on... Image. Hang on. I want to show you guys something. I want to show you guys my new intro. Will y'all watch it real quick?
Oh, was it the Sirens one?
Mm-mm.
Oh, you got another new one? Okay.
I want to show you guys my new intro. Let's see. It's under dash videos. Dash videos. All files. Okay, hang on. One sec. I want to show you guys. Joe, they're chatting with you. If you want to chat with them real quick while I do this. Yes, Kathy was there. I was gonna be there, but I ended up not making it. Media source. Here we go. So what do y'all think? Did y'all see it? Yeah, that was the whole intro to the series, huh?
John Wayne Gacy, the killer clown guy. A little while back, I actually watched something about him and his killings and how he got caught.
Yeah?
Yeah.
All right, guys. Well, Joe and I, we're going to eat. But I will see you guys in the morning. Butterfly thinks, Hammer Down thinks. Yeah, it was hard. I didn't make that. My guy that does my stuff in Australia made that. So, all right, guys. Well, I'll tell you what. I will see you guys tomorrow morning, and Joe will see you on Saturday.